All right. Hopefully everybody's kind of coming back in now. That's very frustrating. I don't know why it's doing that at all. Well, I tried to run the AC in here, but that's not going to work either. We'll turn that off just to keep the volume down. As everybody kind of starts to roll in, it looks like it's back up and running on Twitch. So. As everybody kind of starts to roll in. That's good news. It looks like it's back up and running on Twitch. There we go. Looks like it's back up live on YouTube. Sorry, guys. It took a long time for it to come back. I don't know what dropped it. Shout out Streamlabs for failing me for the first time. Thank you, guys. Where was I with the questions? Oh, here we go. We'll let everybody kind of work their way back in here. So go ahead and hang out for a sec. Thanks for letting me know. I got the message that it disconnected, but at the same time you guys told me. So we'll go ahead and give it a second here. I think I've been talking nonstop for an hour, so maybe I can... how we doing? We doing good? Hopefully it didn't drop in time. Oh, you know what? I got to re-embed the feed on Blazers Edge. Boop, 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 boo. Edit this article. This is the editorial permissions. All right. So anybody who's watching on Blazers Edge, there you go. That should clear that up. Publish changes. Yeah, Kevin Love is Kevin Love is a guy who 100% makes sense coming off the bench. I'm going to hit the rest of these questions, and then I did have some free agency stuff, but I'm going for an hour plus now. I'll probably just drop it into a video either tomorrow or Saturday, and then I'll have the podcast on Sunday night for Monday morning. People are starting to trickle back in again. So this also from, hey, thanks, Cody. I appreciate you, man. This is also from Brad Street Racing. This one's near and dear to my heart. Do you see Simons poised to have that breakout season? If so, can you trade CJ for a wing, and do you sign and trade with Powell to get something in return and plug Ant in at the 2, knowing you also have Nas to play both the 2 and the 3, plus DJJ if he doesn't opt out? Number one, I think DJ's most certainly going to opt in. I think that's going to be the case. The other part of this is I'm an Ant guy. He's got to do more to show he can be a starter. Defensively and as a playmaker. Those are the two things, and coincidentally enough, he's going to work on. Ant works. Like he works hard. There's a reason why the guys talk about him the way that they do. You saw flashes of it towards the end of the last season. And I think if you get some bench guys that aren't just apathetic defensively, guys like Melo didn't care and Cantor couldn't care. It didn't matter. Excuse me. So guys like Ant and Nas, who are young and need a little bit of help, they weren't going to get it. Damian and CJ weren't exactly glowingly awesome defensively. So, but I do think I do believe that Ant can be a very high level contributor. Whether that's a starter or as a 6-man, it remains to be seen. But I know he can score. I know he can create his own shots. One of the most valuable, if not the most valuable commodity in the NBA. Keeping him around is a good thing. Ant looks much stronger. It's because he got much stronger, because he looked like a grown-ass man finally. He came in the league looking like a kid. We had him a couple weeks on the show after he was drafted. He was so tiny. So tiny. And it was crazy, the transformation he went from the year before to this year. Now that he's 22, this is when, how much y'all? I look at pictures of me when I was 17, 18. I didn't really hit my real growth spurt until I was 19, 20. As far as filling out, there's pictures of me then. I'm 245 at 21. I went from 215, 220, because I've always been a big dude. But when I was in the military, I was anywhere between 225 and 250. And I was a monster. Now I'm a monster in a much, much worse way. Ant's got better training, better diet, and, well, a better all-around livelihood. I would expect that he probably hits about, last we talked, he hadn't broken 200 yet. That's been his thing. He can't keep his weight above 200. He burns so many damn calories he can't stay above. But he wants to be above 200 pounds. I think he can get to 205 when he gets the grown man body. That's what's so freaky when you see somebody like Zion. You're just like, how the hell are you a child? Or DeAndre Ayton. Listen, Ant would like to start driving hard to the basket. It's just something, it's a confidence thing. For him, his scoring ability on all levels of the floor, it's about him creating in his head. Because he can do it. And I think those are the things you're going to see him work on. You're going to see the off-season workout videos. A lot of it's going to be Ant working as a playmaker, getting downhill and creating. But yeah, I think Ant and Nas both have the opportunity to put it together. Miles Turner would be a great get. Nurk's defense and bad fouls on Jokic killed us. Do you think there's any chance we trade Nurk? Yeah, I do. I think it's probably about a 40% chance that he gets traded. I think that's at the last week. I think it's close to a coin flip. But again, I think it's closer to a more has to do with a financial decision and kind of kicking the can. That's been the Trailblazers' MO. If they aren't going to sign somebody for big money, you got to find a way to do something with them. So, Billups is going to give him a huge confidence boost like he did with Terrence Mann. I do believe Chauncey has the ability to enable the young guys. If I was going to have a particular criticism of Terry in his tenure in Portland, it's not that he didn't develop guys. It's just that he just didn't give guys as much of an opportunity as I'd hope. Because if you look at the young guys, and you could say, again, this chicken egg, how many guys left Portland and really played well? Like, got significantly better, not counting Will Barton, who was traded away. The rest of the guys have kind of been who they've been. So I think the Blazers development staff kind of knew who they were. Now, you could say that they are who they were because the Blazers failed to develop them. I think you can make that argument, but I don't know how much I believe that. So, because I think for the most part, in talking around the league, the most people believe the Blazers development staff is pretty good. Tibbetts and Moran were both guys who I think are really well respected as far in that regard, and Vanderpool too. So remember, for all of those guys that they did develop Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, and Yusuf Nurkic to an extent. So I think those are the kind of things you have to keep in mind in that regard. This from Project Backcountry at Project Backcountry. How do the Blazers pivot with Collins' latest injury setback? Is there any potential to stick with the team on a cheaper deal? I think the only way Collins sticks in the NBA right now is at a vet minimum. I do not believe that a team is going to be willing to take a chance on him outside of that opportunity. He's got to prove he can stay healthy, which sucks. Because if he was able to stay healthy through free agency, he could have gotten a deal as long as the x-rays and the MRIs came back good. So he lost millions of dollars. And I genuinely hope that it's just go play 1 year and show that he can be healthy. And he does, for the rest of his career. I would love to see that. I'd love to see everybody succeed in that regard. Cement Halo at Ditch Cathedral asked basically the same question as far as Nurk trading him, so I'll skip that one. But chances of Nas becoming a solid rotation player this year. What's your definition of solid? Because a contributor, yeah. Nas has already shown pretty tremendous growth. His jumper was broken coming out of college. North Carolina did not do him any favors. They did not put him in a position to succeed, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. Nas put in the ever-loving work to get his jumper right. It is vastly different. Again, if you want to see a video breakdown, when I sat down with Nas last year, going into the bubble, the work he put in on his jumper is tremendous. We broke down his jumper coming into the NBA and where it was when he left for the bubble. It's night and day. Now, the rest of it's up here. Like we've seen him come off those DHOs out of the corner and get downhill and finish at the rim, and you're like, okay. That little lefty, he loves that lefty finish, cutting across the paint, that angle, that 45 angle, and then throwing it down with the left. Nas is a truck. There's a picture of me and him on IG, on my IG, if you want to see it and compare. I'm 5'10". I think at that point in time I was like 285. I was a thick boy. I'm still a big boy, but I was really heavy there. And he stands next to me looking pretty damn big. Like, Nas is a truck. His physical tools are there. If he can streamline it physically, mentally, put it all together, I think he can be a very solid NBA player. I think he can absolutely be a rotation level player and then some. And so anybody who ever thinks to hear me say a rotation level player, that's better than like 98% of the players in the NBA. Like, actually being a rotation level player. Most guys aren't that. So I do think pretty highly of Nas. A lot more. Could Nassir be the biggest benefactor of the new coaching setup? I think it's Nas or Nas and or honestly Nurk, if they kept Nurk, putting him in more positions. Chauncey did highlight one of the few basketball things that he did during the press conference. He did highlight the need or necessity to get Nurk more involved with the offense. So, but yeah, I think there's one more batch of comments or questions here. Give me 1 second. No, that was the one we just looked at. Again, this was me being stupid and using the same link. I just need to put it all in the same line so everybody gets it. I believe that's all of them. Yeah, that is all of them. So we got the hour plus stream. We got the 15-minute stream. Sorry that failed on you guys. Do you think Phil Beckner would be a good pickup as an assistant coach? That's a good question. I think he's pretty happy working as a trainer. And maybe we'll have more on and with Phil Beckner in the near future. That's my sell it voice, right? If you're here for the beginning of the podcast, you'll kind of get where I'm going with that. But please, again, sub to the damn podcast or to the videos here so I can grow this channel so I can actually do some more with it. I know that's not the way to go about it, but I'm kind of having fun with it at this point. For everybody that has, thank you. Thank you so much. It has been very cool to see this grow very fast as I started putting more and more to it. Like I said, I will disappear for probably a week as I have surgery. It's probably going to be the next 2 weeks now. I'm undergoing the Zach Collins special, so but hopefully that's out of the way. And then I have preemptively, I've got 5 different pieces ready to go. Breakdown video-ish, highlighting 5 different positions for agency. So point guards, wings, and bigs. That's how I've broken it down. Those will come out probably spaced out over the next couple weeks leading up to free agency. I don't want to wait too long, but I also kind of got to find the timing on it right. Because if a trade does happen between now and then, those free agency stuff, a lot of that changes, right? So I'll get the point guard one out first because I think regardless of whatever moves they make, that's kind of where things will start, whether or not they're going to go for it, how it could go down, and who they could possibly be looking at. I think most of the names are probably out there, but I think for various reasons, people have different preferences. But like I said, these are kind of the ones that I'll go through, and I'll highlight some additional reasons why or why not guys are on lists, and why I would put somebody above somebody who maybe not schematically size or skill set wise makes the most sense, but who their agent is, who the relationships they have, those kind of things. They try to draw those lines for you. So again, thank you everybody for checking out the live show. Again, Thursday nights, 7 p.m. Unless otherwise stated, if there's big news or something along those lines, I will have more guests. I do have. I'll just tell you now. Stevie Wall will be a part of this when he can. Sean Hyken, Brandon Sprague. I've reached out to other local media members who have said that they want to. I just need to confirm and lock in dates for them. So recognize PDX. Do not keep Melo. Listen, hey. I get it. I am not a Melo hater of like his career. I just don't want him in Portland. That's fine. I'm with you. Dragon, I did pick Giannis. Listen, man, I believe you. I'm not throwing you under the bus. There's certainly people who did. Like the people that did really like Giannis in was it 2013? Really liked him. So cool. I mean that's a good one to keep in your back pocket, man. Like I said, I've had plenty of hits. I've had some big misses. I thought Caleb Swanigan would be in the league for a decade as a backup big man. So. Yeah, like I said, hits and misses, right? Hits and misses. But thank you. I really appreciate the support. This is awesome. Like, rate, review, subscribe. If there's content that you guys want, if there's things you want me to talk about, there's things you want me to break down, put them in the comments. Like I do read the comments like after the videos post. I try to reply to as many as I can. I try to. You went to high school with him. Awesome. Yeah, Icon's the homie. I love Sean. I like having him on because we look at things differently. I'll answer this last question before we wrap up. Is it possible to acquire Ben Simmons while keeping Dame and CJ? No, because the whole idea of Norman Powell would have to be in a sign and trade, so you can't include the additional player. So, no. As fun as that would be, no. But it is what it is in that regard. Thank you. Thank you all. Please, again, it genuinely matters. Liking, rating, reviewing, subscribing. I've got some podcast news that's coming out here in the next, hopefully, week or so. I know the viewership dropped when I had to restart the stream. It's okay. It's fine. That's how this goes. But again, count on it. Thursday nights, 7 o'clock. And if you've got questions, you've got comments, you've got thoughts, if there's stuff you want me to look at, send it to me. Send it to me on Twitter. Put it in the comments on Blazers Edge. Put it in the comments on the videos here, on Twitch, wherever. I do genuinely try to give you guys what you want and what you ask for. I think that's what is about growing this community is like, hey, I've got my ideas on stuff, but like, what are the stuff that you want to discuss? Like, I'm always going to make my videos regardless, but what can I do on top of that? And I think that's what makes this fun. I think that's what makes this whole medium fun. That's why I'm really excited about doing this. So, thank you guys so much. I will catch you guys next time. What's the podcast name? If you go back to my Twitter history, you'll probably find it. It might rhyme with Schmack Schmamsies. But yeah, it'll be dropping here soon. For you guys, it won't be a ton different other than you'll have to subscribe to a new feed. So yeah, there's the secrets out. That's one thing. But beyond that, it just allows me to control things a little bit more. So thank you guys. I do appreciate you. Y'all have a good night. I will catch you guys. Let's see. It's Sunday for the mailbag podcast. I'm just going to kind of do mailbags unless there's breaking news throughout the offseason because I'm going to cover so much, especially here during the live show and the breakdown videos. That's going to kind of how it goes through the offseason at least. I'll resume the normal podcast stuff, mailbag, and the other stuff on top of it. Thank you all so much. I will catch you guys soon. Y'all have a good night.